Morning Year 9. In today's lesson we're actually going to review last week's lesson and look at so many common mistakes that were occurring, and we're going to extend our deadline that your first introductory web page about HTML, CSS and JavaScript will be due for next Tuesday. So please pay careful attention to what's expected of you for next week. We begin the lesson looking at the OneNote file that was attached to your assignment, and this is a review of Year 8's lesson. It's not the actual assignment. So to begin with, which was causing some problems, was accessing Replit. Now Replit is a programming environment on the internet. You click on the URL and it will open up Replit and you're asked to sign in. So you will log in, and again, as suggested before, you must log in with your C2K Google credentials. So click on the Google and you can sign in with your C2K Google credentials. If it's your first time, you'll be asked to put in your school credentials, and you just sign in and you'll be taken to the Replit's main page. So you're going to take a new Replit, and the language we're working in is the HTML, cascading style sheets and JavaScript environment, and I'm going to call it a sensible name and hit create. So you've created your first blank Replit HTML page. Ignore this if it hasn't woken up just yet. It may take some time, and it provides you with some blank script with some text. I'm going to delete all that, highlight it, hit the delete button on my keyboard and continue with my tutorial. The tutorial outlines how you will revise over the standard elements like using the head tag and the body tag. Remember, HTML documents divided up into head section and body section. It explains how we can use the headers that range from H1, the largest in size, down to H7, the smallest in size. It asks you to attempt this and practice it, and I'm going to jump in by copying this and pasting it into my Replit and running it. So we've got a basic page, and remember, you can add in a title which appears up at the title bar. I'm going to leave it blank for the time being. We've got the main body of text. I'll undo that, sorry. We've got our main body of text, and the first one is a H1, and then we've got a H4, and then we've got a paragraph, etc, etc. So we go back to our tutorial, and then it revises over using images. In Year 8 you learned about the image source, and you put in the URL. That is the Uniform Resource Locator, where it is held on a computer. There's an excellent video provided by Mrs. McCluskey that demonstrates that. I suggest you watch the video where it shows you go to a search engine. I'm just going to jump ahead. Find the image that you want, right click and copy the image link or the image source, and then you go back into your Replit file and you will paste the said URL into an image source tag. So watch the video, revise how you insert images. We go back to our lesson, and then it's into hyperlinks, and again Mrs. McCluskey has provided another video that explains how you can use an anchored hyperlink reference, an ahref tag, that points to this long URL, a website address, and we can have a piece of text that we can click on. So if I was to copy and paste this into my Replit, there will be a link to the school web page, and you can change the URL in here. You get the idea. Click that and it opens up Rathmore's website in that window. So then it came to your task, where for most of us we thought that was the work completed to submit. No, the task in Microsoft Teams clearly states that your website has got 3 sections. You're looking at headers, information and an image relating to HTML, cascading style sheets and JavaScript. So if I was to start that off, I am going to, well, I've got this here, so I could copy this. That's for HTML. I could paste, and I could have another for cascading style sheets. The paragraph 1 will appear here, but I don't need paragraph 2. I don't think for one paragraph would be enough on HTML and on JavaScript. And again, I'm going to copy and paste again, only this is going to be in JavaScript, etc, etc. I would change the links. I need a hyperlink for information on HTML. You need a hyperlink for information on JavaScript, and you need a hyperlink for information on cascading style sheets. So for example, I might click here for more info on CSS, and I would go to the web page and Google, and I would find a web page that I could paste in here that was to do with cascading style sheets. So when I run it, and this isn't completed, there's going to be 3 parts: HTML info, CSS, JavaScript, and there will be an image provided for each using the image source tag. Now there is some people who have done that correctly. Your job for this week is to help other people in the class. If you've any questions, rewatch the video, post to the team, but please provide screenshots or video evidence showing your problem. Otherwise myself or someone in the class can't help. So have a good week, and we will meet again next week.